I never really thought adults could look at you in a way that makes you instantly feel someone just saw something in you. Something too personal, too real, too exposed. But this autumn, something in my life cracked. Quietly, almost invisibly, but undeniably. And the crack went right through my confidence. Through everything I thought I knew about people and about myself. I'm just a regular 20-year-old student. Not loud, not someone who stands out. One of those guys who walk down the hall with the hood up, music louder than it should be, looking like everything is under control. Even though inside, it's like a landfill of anxiety, deadlines, and thoughts I'd rather run from. And she, Professor Lane, she's 34. A woman whose life seemed built with a ruler. Sharp mind, confident speech, a gaze like a spotlight. One that doesn't just illuminate, but cuts deeper than you'd like. And somewhere between us, this odd thing appeared. This tension I can't rationally explain. It was a normal psychology seminar. I was sitting in the back, my usual place, my safe zone, easy to blend into the background. But halfway through the lecture, she stopped, looked over the room, and said, "You, in the gray hoodie, what do you think of this theory?" I even turned around to make sure she wasn't talking to someone behind me. No, her eyes, right on mine. I started mumbling some neutral, generic opinion just to be left alone. But she raised her hand, stopping me. "You're holding back. Say what you actually think." And the whole class turned their heads toward me. Something inside me twitched. Irritation, fear, and that strange feeling that she just opened me up in front of everyone. After class, she stopped me at the door. "You analyze people much deeper than you realize. Don't hide." I left, but the sentence clung to me, like a line that hit too close to the truth. In the following weeks, she treated me differently. Not softer, actually stricter, more demanding. She gave me the hardest questions, always caught my eyes when I walked in, studied my reactions closely, like under a microscope. I tried to write it off as coincidence, until my friend said at lunch, "Bro, why does she look at you like she's trying to hack your brain?" And I started noticing things I had ignored. She held my gaze a little longer than necessary. Her tone changed when she called on me, softer, but more focused. When I spoke, the rest of the audience disappeared for her. It wasn't flirting. It wasn't interest. It was charged, too personal, too attentive. And that scared me more than if she had just smiled or complimented me. One assignment required a personal reflection. I didn't plan to be honest, just wanted to finish it. But somehow, my hands wrote more than I intended, about how I pretend to be calm, how I take everything on myself, how terrified I am of being weak. When she returned the papers, mine had a note on it. "You don't have to carry everything alone. A.L." My initials and hers. That sentence settled in my chest like ice. I tried to understand what she meant. Care? Support? Symbolic closeness? I went to her office. "Did I do something wrong?" She looked up. Tired eyes. Foggy, like she had been thinking about something heavy. "No, you just remind me of who I used to be." It explained everything and nothing at the same time. A week later, 2 girls from the dorm blocked my path. "You and Professor Lane? Is it true?" "What? No! But she looks at you like that." And they spread that rumor like a match on dry grass. From that day, Lane changed. She became professionally sterile. Fewer looks, fewer questions, none of that strange depth between us. She built a wall. High, smooth, cold. And I hated it, even though I had no right to.
One day I stayed after class, pretending I didn't understand the assignment. She didn't even lift her head. Is this because of the rumors? It felt unpleasant how easily she read me. I don't care about gossip. She finally looked up, tired, angry, disappointed. I do. I need this job, and we can't become a topic of discussion. We aren't. You're not saying it, but people think, people assume, and sooner or later someone will get hurt. Who? Quietly, both of us. She realized she'd said too much and stepped back. This isn't about fairness. It's about safety. The word safety stayed with me, like she wasn't only protecting herself.
Late one evening, I passed her office. The door was slightly open. She was sitting there, hunched over, her face in her hands. I knocked softly. She flinched, straightened up quickly, wiped her eyes. You shouldn't be here. Are you okay? She let out a short, humorless laugh at herself. No. I didn't enter. I knew I shouldn't. I just stood there. After a pause, she suddenly said, My mom is getting worse, and I just pretend everything is fine. And for the first time, I saw her not as a professor, not as the strong, collected woman, but as a person, exhausted, overwhelmed, cracked by life. You don't have to pretend with me. She closed her eyes. Just for a second. Thank you, but please don't give anyone a reason to misunderstand this. It was an honest plea, not loaded, not suggestive, just a cry for help with a request to keep distance. After that, a new, quiet balance formed between us. More respect, more caution, less unexplained tension. But the connection stayed. Calm, restrained, but real. She returned to being professional, but without the coldness. I returned to being a student, but no longer invisible. The tension didn't disappear, it just became more mature, quieter, cleaner. At the end of the semester, she handed me the final assignment. No long comments. Just one line. Thank you for choosing to grow instead of running. A.L. I don't know what she meant. For herself? For me? For that strange in-between that existed but never became more? But I folded that paper carefully and kept it. Not because I love her, not because she crossed boundaries, not because there was something forbidden, but because she saw something in me I hid from everyone. And I saw in her a person no one else seemed to notice. And sometimes that's enough to change you.